Good morning. I am higher vibrations and so are you. And boy, oh boy, do I feel funky today. We have a lot of stuff coming in right now. I think there were like 9 solar flares, if I'm not mistaken, 5 that were really significant over the past like 9 or 10 hours. There's going to be more. A lot of the energies anticipated for impact, like solar energy impacting here and we'll actually physically see it in some way, like auroras and stuff like that on the 12/12 portal. So that's in 2 days. So there's a lot of stuff coming in. So if you're feeling that too, you're not alone. Anyway, having said all of that, I'm overjoyed to welcome my guest. I just love Anaî. I've been talking to Anaî for I don't know. I can't remember a time I wasn't talking to you. And it's been so much fun to every time that we connect, that you never know what's going to come through, and so it's going to be a fun conversation. So I just want to say welcome and how are you today, Anaî?
Thank you. I'm actually better. I had a couple of rough days going through some, things related to my personal blueprint, as in, healings and clearings. Because as I understand, and I was made aware that we are being prepared for this portal. There are some very important light codes that are coming in. So, the more we purge, the better we integrate. So this is basically what is happening here in my 4 lower bodies. And yeah, I mean, when you said that, shall we meet or shall we, chat online like that live, I was basically not sure. But I think maybe we could somehow help the others who are going through similar stuff. So
Right.
yeah, let's see what comes out because I haven't prepared anything.
Yeah.
So,
That's really how these shows are meant to go, in my opinion, is like there's always this desire, or there was for a long time a desire to talk about a specific topic that I was chewing on before we went live, like what whoever it is, and it never works out because of those are scripted in some way when we do research and we prepare, so I prefer this type of conversation where you're just talking about whatever comes up. This is like giving everyone an opportunity to sit at a coffee table with the two of us, you know.
sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
And I would like to share all my love with the listeners at the moment. Just say, hang in there.
Yeah.
Days are coming.
Yeah. It's an exciting time that we're in.
Oh, yeah.
Like every single day leading up to the solstice has something fantastic occurring. And also every day, Three Eye Atlas gets closer and closer to us. By the 19th, it will be the closest they're saying that it'll be to Earth, and with that, I know a lot of people have been bringing up a lot of topics regarding this particular vessel of this body in the heavens. And I can say this is that whatever it is or isn't, it's activating us, you know? And
It's true.
so,
Oh
how
my
are you
God, the codes
feeling?
coming in is just amazing. It's like, uh, transcending the linear, the temporal personality to a multidimensional personality is so amazing. I've been, and the most important thing is that in meditation, it's so easy to connect right now with
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So it's like, oh my God, seeing all the other timelines, connecting with the different, beings and consciousness, and having a myriad of aha moments on different things is just amazing on one hand. And on the other hand, the purgings have become more, uh, serious, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it is, if before they were perhaps a little heavier on the physical side, right now, for me, in any ways, they are a little heavier on the mental body, you know.
Mm.
So I have to come and find my center more often with my mental body than before. While the physical is just, you know, buzzing and or
Yeah.
maybe I'm just I'm just used to the physical buzzing.
Well,
So yeah.
I think you're onto something though. It's like it I think that everybody feels it differently based on where they are right then in their, like, because we're healing things, we're clearing things, we're resolving a lot of different stuff. And wherever we are, how if we're more balanced in the body, then we're going to experience it more in a mental capacity kind of way, vice versa, right?
Right.
And so I've been shifting back and forth like this too, and the downloads are nonstop.
Oh yes.
Like my
Oh
kiddo
yes.
tried to get me to watch a movie with her, and that's not going to happen. you know, I mean, I'll try, and
Yeah.
then she'll try to like make a comment about something that just happened, and even though I'm staring in that direction, I have
Yeah. I
no idea
mean,
what just happened.
I thank you for mentioning that because it's so funny at the same time. You know, the field is speaking to us right now all the time, and it's so loud. The field is coming with
Yeah,
information, and when I see people interact with people, it's like one thing they are saying with their mouths. I don't even look at it. I just read their field, and I understand what they mean. You know,
yeah,
I don't mean that they would intend something bad or you know. It's just I can actually see what they mean instead of what they, you know, what they talk. I don't even look at the mouths. It's like,
yeah,
oh my god, it's so interesting. And then the field is speaking. Actually, the field of consciousness is speaking all the time.
yeah,
So many signs and synchronicities. It's like sometimes it's so funny. Like the other day, you know, I came out of the house and there were some uh, builders at the house next door, you know, and they were making some loud noises. So I had to kind of like, you know, I came out and as nice as I could, I approached them and, you know, well, like, okay, sorry, it's a bit late. Maybe you could, you know, wrap it up for today or something. And then I read their field, you know, they were looking at me like that. They didn't see what I was talking. Uh, their field was telling me, okay, she's kind of cute, but what she's saying we don't like, you know, kind of like something like that. And I was like, okay. And then I go to take a walk in the forest. And on my way to the forest, I see a very cute dog, you know, a like really cute dog and his owner. And they were like, you know, like stamping around or something. And I was like, oh my God, such a cute dog. I want to like, you know, squeeze it. And then the dog turned at me and was like, you know, like making this loud noise.
yeah,
So I mean, the field was showing me what actually happened before, you know, like with this, I mean, cute dog, but then what it it was coming out of its mouth, you know. So
uh-huh,
I mean, the field is speaking actually so loud, and every time it's showing something what we need to address or need to pay attention to, or what is happening in our lives. You know, this is just a small example what I just came out you know, in my mind at the moment. So I mean,
yeah,
it is amazing. It is amazing.
yeah. And I love that you use those examples because, I would say that a lot of people um, don't believe or something about their own ability to receive messages, to become a clear channel, to, be getting downloads in the way that we talk about a lot of times in these kind of shows and stuff. When it's they're getting it all the time in what you would, like you just described, a little bit more like it could have gotten lost, if you didn't notice it. You wouldn't, if we it, we've been taught to use, the words coincidence and those kinds of things to dismiss the reality that we're getting messages all the freaking time. Like
Yeah,
they animals that are, especially animals, I find, like
yeah,
animals come in, or even, I mean, I'm that person that, like, my phone will turn itself on in a YouTube video in the middle of something I've never watched, like, as if
Oh,
I am
yes.
picking it'll start playing, and it's like, that's
Oh, yes.
like, we're supposed to listen to that part right now,
Oh,
because
yes.
it's a message.
Yes, I mean, I've been having this all the time, and I can see how it works. I understood. We are guided throughout all our lives is through what we should pay attention to, what we listen, like through the songs, through the different things we suddenly connect with in the books or in something we read or something we watch, and then suddenly you say, oh, this might be interesting or something. And then, I kind of understood that we are being guided throughout our lives, is that just at this moment with these frequencies, the guidance is, I mean, so loud, is in your face. You take it
Yeah.
and it's in your face. You don't take it and still they turn your face in and then like shit you out with all this guidance. You have to do this because you agreed to this before coming here. So here you go, my friend. So I mean, in any case, this is how it goes for me. It turns out, I have a certain chain of situations and events and stuff that I have to go through, that are being played all the time, that I have to kind of like heal or address or somehow, use them to turn to my true self, just leave aside my false self, whatever, all the persona and personalities I have, embedded throughout this life, and just, strip them out and come to the true self that I am, so that I, just through my frequency, um, live the life that I came here to live. So
Yeah.
it's not about even not about manifesting anymore, because it's like you just have to, be still and see what is coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that go with the flow way makes manifestation happen without effort and bigger than you would even think to, like, order,
Yeah,
request,
yeah,
and
that is
better.
exactly true. I
So,
love that you mentioned that, because this is what they kind of pointed out to me the other day. They told me, my guides told me that, so you think that you want to manifest what it is that you want, but it is not like that, because like the universe, first of all, it responds to your frequency,
yeah,
and second, it's really not you want. So you don't have to convince the universe, this is what I want, so this is what I want to manifest. But it's actually what you need, you know.
yeah,
Every single moment there is something that we need to come forward on our path. So this is what is coming up for us, so that we can come through this, and then up to another octave and up to another octave, until we, just, I mean, fly.
yeah,
And the most interesting thing is that it's not all love and light, because this is not how we, it's not how we develop the strength you need we need to, to come up in higher octaves. It turns out, actually, those in the higher octaves, they are really strong, as I understand,
yeah,
strong in their spirit, you know, strong and resilient in their spirit. In any case, those I identify myself with.
yeah,
So it's really interesting how we have to face and sit down with the shadows we have, integrate all the shit, and then just feel more firm on the ground. And then the heaven is right here. I mean, we don't have to come up in the heaven, because it's right here. It's coming down. y-
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. It's so cool. It's
yeah,
and bringing heaven to earth. That's written there for this code of us, for us to understand that. Well, like, so the spirit will try to explain it by talking about like orbs behind me, right? And side by side by side, but that's not actually how they really are. It's they're like rushing nesting dolls. They're one
Yeah.
upon another, and the ones above appear, I guess, bigger, but they're not really. And at the same time, they're not even on top of each other. They're like, like, and it's such a strange thing. But here's what I'm waiting for, okay? Because so they've been showing me this stuff in Peru that's supposed to be like, we're finding a lot of artifacts in the world right now. And
Oh my gosh.
because
Yes.
we're
Yes.
vibrating now at the frequency where they
Yes.
exist at,
Oh
right?
my God, this is, yeah, I mean, Mila, so much code coming to me. And how I came here, with whom I came here. And I mean, oh my God. And then I was guided to read this book, The Lost Lands, and, before the flood. And it's about an archaeologist who really goes in deep, and finds the same artifacts who are spread all around the world, in French Polynesia, Easter Islands, Cook Islands, like Peru, like
Yeah.
all those megalithic structures that are built the same, even in Egypt, even in Turkey, and in Iran, and in Siberia, all the places like that. And those structures, those statues that are looking up, at the heavens on Cook Islands, there are many megalithic structures.
Hmm.
I mean, they were left here for us to remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
It dawned on me. It's just, yes, we make them just to remember, to where we came from. So I mean, it's so much code.
Yeah.
Also a lot of personal stuff about my previous incarnations, and um, people I came with, and uh, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's totally crazy. And it turns out, actually, some of the people that I was praying to, like a couple of years ago, they turn out to be just my friends. They are on the other side,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
waiting for me to kind of like get rid of the shit, and just align myself with whatever more light, or I don't even know how to express it, because one day is one thing and the other day is another thing. And now I was actually today I was remembering how in the beginning, about like 2021, 22, I was about so much ritual, getting crystals, and singing bowls, and meditating with so much stuff. And right now, I'm actually being guided in meditation to just sit still, just be still, because so much stuff is coming in. And then today, like, it came to me, it's really, I felt it. It's really a game. It's like a game.
Yeah.
We are this just incarnated awarenesses coming around, and observing this game. So it's because at one time we forgot that it is a game. We forgot, so we
Yeah.
got involved, so much that we forgot it's just a game. It's like a
Yeah.
movie. Sometimes when you watch those long series, and in the beginning, oh yeah, it's a movie, and then suddenly you get so involved. Oh my God, what's he gonna do? Oh my God, he's
Yeah.
gonna get killed or something. So
Yeah.
it's the same. Is this
Yeah.
we forgot? We forgot this is a game. So now we are remembering, remembering, you know, it's
Yeah.
just a game. Calm
Yeah.
down, because you can choose to get involved, like to your, I mean, neck here, or you can choose just to dip your fingers, and okay, this is cold, this is warm, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this actually opens up the topic of the simulation theory.
Oh yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
you know about this, right? So just for
Yeah.
those who are listening who may not know, um, the this has been a conversation that people have played with before without anything to really back it up. Perhaps they did with their own experience, But anyhow, is the concept that, is this a simulation? Are we living in a simulation? And in a lot of ways, if you consider it, we are, due to the fact that we're a soul in a body and the body's an avatar. However, this is something more that I don't remember. It was this year sometime, I believe, the beginning of the year or something like that. Um, they had figured out that when it comes to creating like so video game kind of simulation, where you have that kind of thing happening, um, it's very clear that in order to populate the world beyond you, you must first look beyond you. And then it starts to fill up, and then it fills up, and it fills up. Like, so it starts
Yeah.
here, and it's like, it's a very, you only have one room. Just
Yeah.
like, remember, like the Legend of Zelda kind of video game, those other rooms didn't exist until you got there, and anyway, the same has now been shown to be this for space, is that it doesn't actually really exist until we reach the ability to perceive it. And then it
Wow.
begins to manifest itself.
Oh yes, yes, I can totally see what you mean. I love that you say that, because what they showed me is that, when you kind of like have multiple computers, say, okay, so on those multiple computers you have different games, and then you choose your avatar, but it's your just one consciousness. So it's the same. So now we are becoming more aware of that, because we are multidimensional. So all those timelines, all those memories, for instance, that I am getting about myself, about some parallel lives, about my previous incarnations, about my multidimensional self upstairs. So it's the same consciousness. So when we infuse this same consciousness in those multiple computers with the multiple games over there, so it's like the same, but it's still a game, and it's still the same consciousness in those avatars. You
Yeah.
know how you choose avatar in
Yeah.
different games like that. This is one thing. And another thing, yeah, you're right. I remember how you talked previously, how we had a discussion, and then you said to me, and it was so precious, you said to me, it's like sometimes you don't even know how important is the next step you do. Sometimes you just pick up a flower. Remember you said that? And then this is the exact flower that you had to pick up just to go on to the next level or something. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, oh yes, this is so true. Oh my God. I mean, oh my God. It's amazing. And for instance, I was when I was at the seaside in the summer. We were in Italy. It was so interesting how I got to understand this more as a constructed reality in a way, because on the beach it was so interesting. Under the seat I was always lying, or I don't know how it's called, the sunbed, like sunbed to
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah. Yes. Beach chair.
yeah, beach chair, yeah, let's say beach chair. So I was lying there for like I don't know, a week. We had 10 days, and the same beach chair, because you had to like pay for them or something. And it was everywhere was sand, but under that sunbed, it started growing some kind of flowers.
Oh, no way. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. So it's weird. And then we we have winter now, and there where we have kitchen, we have some pavement outside, and some flowers started coming out, and just they look like so like white flowers. And the most interesting thing today, in my sink, like I have this sink in the kitchen, and then it has multiple like holes, like the main hole, and from one hole it started growing like the same plant.
Cool.
I saw. Yeah, I mean, this is like, what is this? I mean, so I was like, oh my God, what is this? This is a constructed reality, basically. And I just read my field as, you're going great or something. You are doing great or something. Just I don't know.
Wherever
How
you
would
go,
you
the flowers bloom.
say again?
Wherever you go, the flowers bloom.
Yeah, and what does it
Wow.
mean? It means that I'm on the right path or something.
Yeah.
Or I
And
don't know.
and
It's
what's more is it's showing you how you're affecting the world about you. In fact,
exactly.
I remember when I really first started getting those messages, it was like, I don't know, 2016, and it was I random people that I'd never met and never did again, like would say things to me like in passing that I change the world with every step I take, and
Wow.
how the earth feels the drum of my feet in a good, and it was compliment, it was kindness, these words,
Yeah.
and like, and it's kind of weird because most of us were raised in the culture of intentionally diminishing ourselves in order to not be vain,
Yes.
and it's caused us to not
Yeah.
always be able to receive that truth.
Yes. Yes, I totally understand what you mean now, because what I'm receiving is that you have such a great soul, and it's squeezed in this, I mean, beautiful but small body, with all due respect. And then your light is just coming out, the coherence of your field is just, you know, constructing harmoniously everything around you. So the groups you have, the people that are coming, and joining, like the shows, and I've never seen them criticize, or I've never, it's just because the field is so loving, you know the field is loving. There is nothing to, I mean, criticize, because when you are in pain, the others, they can feel it, and it's birthing more compassion. When you laugh, the others laugh, sharing your love. And I mean, it's just so beautiful, so beautiful. And like, I'm remembering myself. I was just such a scared person entering this field, because I was totally not out of it.
Yeah.
I was totally from I wouldn't say 3D, because I always had stuff with weird stuff, which I just called weird. And then it became magic, and then it just bloomed like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I have you to thank for that,
Oh,
because you showed me the way, you know. So
thank
thank you. Thank you. God bless you. And I bless you.
you. And you. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, it's 234. That's like the blast off. Wow. Thank you very much for saying that. I rarely consider the impact I make. It's because I'm always trying to do what I can do. So I'm thinking about what I can help next, and like, and we just had a choice point. I don't know if everybody had that or not, but
Yes.
something, yeah, you
Yeah.
did too. Like
Yes.
my choice point that happened for me, and it might be, I'm curious what yours might have been like, um, was they were asking me, do you want to do this solo, or do you want to do this in a community? And
Oh my God, they did it too to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
what it,
Wow.
I chose community, and
Yeah.
they had showed me that wasn't how I've been living. And since 2012, almost exactly, I became an introvert. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd always had qualities like an introvert where I needed like days to like not open the door, like a whole
Yeah.
day, but
No, but
um
I totally resonate with you. I think we needed this introversion just to come out of all the conditioning and all the falsehoods. Do you remember how much masks, and how much, just this heavy programming? It was impossible to find your true self. I mean, how would you find your true self if every time you go outside, you go in even to the shops or speak to someone, you have to wear a mask? How would you find your true
yeah,
self?
or they're always correcting you. Oh, don't
Oh
say
my
that. Don't
God.
do that.
Oh
It's like,
yes.
tell me not
Yeah.
to do something again.
Yeah.
I dare
And
you.
then at that point, I think, I don't know how about you, but at that point, I was getting very emotional and very triggered. It was all the triggers in the world because, I had so much trauma as a child. Now I understand why. I basically came here to close the cycle because this was an ancestral conditioning over and over and over again to the, passed down to the kids, you know and then I came here, I had to close it, all of it,
Yeah.
just turn it down. But then I was shown that it was good for us to go and be live a more solitary life like that, to understand what is the truth, what is our truth,
Yeah.
and then to gain strength, because it wouldn't be possible for me to come out at a point and speak my truth without getting offended or offend someone. Right now is either I'm more neutral, or if people get offended, I think it's kind of like softer. It's something happened. I mean, there was a choice point because people I meet at the moment, they're really nice. I don't know what happened. But those I'm meeting is like, yeah, they are different, not the ones that were
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, it's like something. I don't know. I've been seeing this too. It's like, I don't know. It feels like it's very clear, at least, that we have shifted and we're in a different timeline.
Yeah,
Where like some individuals who are just really dense are less dense, and then
yeah,
there's also this kind of global experience of shedding of relationships, and I'm not talking only about romantic ones. So both things are happening simultaneously, like where those that we're not serving and they're not serving us, and it's a mutually not helping anybody.
yeah.
There's a natural parting of ways, and it's like it makes room. There's open seats now for new energies that are
Oh yes,
surprisingly aligned. Just you're meeting them at the grocery store or something like that,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
It's so interesting. Then you just connect. It's so, and then I have noticed some other stuff. I've noticed some of the public figures, they start glitching. It's some kind of glitch. It's not. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
what's she talking? It's like suddenly it doesn't feel real, or I don't know. It's a glitch or something, you know?
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of glitches.
Yeah,
There's a lot of glitches happening. It's kind of fun to watch how many
yeah,
people are disappearing in front of me. Like,
really,
and it's not that like I have a blind spot. Like
yeah,
I see the road. I see, there's the mailbox they should have blocked as they ran in front of it. And then they reappear on the other side of the mailbox. But I mean, they're in front of the mailbox, like there's, and then
wow,
I'm having people like surprised by me. I'm standing right in front of them, looking like they're looking right past me, like and then they see me, and then I surprise them, like
wow.
did they not see me before? And oh, you scared me. And it's like you really didn't see me, and like
Oh
then
my God.
and it's not somebody who's just being, contrary or something. This is you can feel as an empath that they're being honest. They
Yeah,
just really didn't see you,
yeah,
like, and then having people remark almost to themselves. I've heard them say like a handful of times now, where it'll be like, "Are you real?" Like they'll say it soft, like they're talking to themselves, and it's like,
okay.
are we vibrating in too many different frequencies
Yes.
that we're looking like we're, how my background sometimes fails and I kind of fade away a little bit? Is that happening for them? You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah. Yeah, I've seen this. So they showed me how you basically see holograms of those who are disappearing. It's
Mhm,
not real people,
right.
many of them. It's not real people.
What are they?
they are just fillers, space fillers, just placeholders in a way for us to understand the game, and they are getting activated. Activated to play the game when we pass by. If we are triggered, if we are not triggered anymore, then they just disappear. Like say, you
Yeah,
would see a beautiful woman coming across the street. If you would feel a trigger like feeling, jealousy and stuff, so she would be activated to play your field, to play you on this jealousy thing until you get healed. If you're not triggered, then it's like she's disappearing. You don't need it anymore
right.
because you are healed. So, what I mean by the field is speaking to us is that we came here to play this game and to ascend where we forgot, and we forgot so much that we got involved in this movie. And now we are ascending, and then when we remember, some of them they fall away because we don't have the same triggers anymore. And
Yeah,
some of them can just fall away while we see it. Even more interesting,
yeah.
so it's quite amazing what is happening, and I cannot believe that I live in such times,
I
That's really,
know.
yeah,
I know. I keep
yeah,
reminding myself that when it feels really difficult in the body, 'cause like last night slash this morning, my whole body was vibrating. I
yeah,
mean, literally, I wasn't cold, but it was kind of
yeah,
like shivering, sort of,
yeah,
like, and it's happened before, but last night was the most profound, I would say, that I've had for a
yeah.
while. And
Yes, and what they tell me is that is the acceleration of your molecules. So basically, you're increasing your vibrations as we speak.
Mhm.
It's so interesting how it happens. And then when it accelerates, something that doesn't belong, it falls. So sometimes we can see, the programming just falling away like dust or like shadows. And I was reminded of it by also a situation I had, quite interesting, meeting one of my former acquaintance, which it was difficult to meet with her, like, always difficult, but so finally we met, and it was so weird, I tell you. Usually when I meet with people, it's like peaceful, and I live in a peaceful country. And then this time, the whole way I was driving, there were sirens, and then I picked up a restaurant in the forest, above the forest. So I couldn't come up to the restaurant because it was kind of like two roads blocked by a police helicopter. They were searching for someone in the forest, and it's the most peaceful forest. I mean, so many things.
Yeah,
Like, and
yeah,
then I meet with this person, and I saw this, so we used to say, like before, like entities or astral stuff, but it was shown to me a little bit differently. So it was programming. Just I saw this programming,
yeah,
and when I engaged with this person, I saw how the programming starts acting, like this shadows, this, because it's engaging at another level which is not active in me,
right.
or in the person anymore. So it was just programming. And as soon as I kind of like refused to continue this, it just fell away. It was so weird. And then I came home, and then I was, oh my god, am I living in some kind of simulation or what? And I mean, it was just shown on what I say to myself all the time when I'm going through, things that I still need to purge, that it is a movie, it is a game, and I came here to remember that. So all the programming that I've picked up throughout my life, and throughout all the lives, and all the timelines and parallel lives, I'm leaving right now So I just need to remember that.
Yeah. Simultaneously.
Yeah, simultaneously. Yeah.
Yeah. We're
Um,
omnipresent beings, and that's often
yeah.
a big mouth to swallow. People to kind of feel like that's a lot,
Yeah.
but we really are. It's crazy, but it's like instead of saying, "Okay, this is my past life and this is my future life," they're all of the lives,
Yes. And they
and
are simultaneous. You are
mhm,
completely correct. Yes.
and that's why it's so easy to receive it from all these different
Yeah.
lives. It's because it's echoing right now through you.
Yes. And you know what the most interesting thing is? When you sit like in a meditation, quiet and still. So the field, because the field is very intelligent, this energy is so intelligent. Oh my God, it's like God consciousness, right?
Hmm.
So the field is showing you something that you need to address, like a parallel life, like something that is happening right now that needs addressing in a good way, in a way that, I mean, you have to heal, because there is no good and bad. But and it's so interesting. Just sit still and see what is coming to you, and then just be with it. You don't even have to do anything, just be with it, sit with it. If it's a fear, just sit with it,
Yeah.
because it's coming
Feel
to be integrated. Feel it, and then if it's some kind of pain, if it's a laugh, if it's a just, you know sit with it,
yeah.
and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. That's why it's called, so it's emotion, energy in motion.
Emotion. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not energy to sit down on your couch and live here for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like it sometimes we don't even realize what we're doing. I would say most of the time, in fact, but we're taught to dissect it and figure it out and dig it out and yeah, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. That's not what we're suggesting when we're saying feel it so it can go.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't need to know why I'm feeling a certain way anymore. I used to. I still I find some of these past life kind of stuff that comes in, and these, the history that was instead of what we're taught kind of stuff. It's entertaining. And I'll jump down these rabbit holes, and spirit will often be like, "Okay, dude, that's fun and all, but we got stuff to do. Come back to work." Work, not really work, but because that stuff doesn't matter. The story isn't the point, it's the emotion. And all of the physical stuff that happens in our body is also emotion based. If you
Oh
resolve
yes.
the underlying emotion, the physical part goes away.
Oh yes, yes, this is absolutely correct. And as I was telling you, I was going through, like, if I could, present this example from my own project just recently, where I was going through, looking at betrayal.
Mhm.
So they basically showed me how much this has repercussion on my physical body,
Yeah.
like how my whole nervous system, my sweating, the muscles, every place in the body, how it gets affected
Yeah.
by the betrayal. And betrayal is of what? Betrayal of affection. You know, when you get like criticized and judged so much that you don't know anymore who you are, or you know. So then you have, like, they showed me, because this is my blueprint, why I had to have so much control over the outer,
Mm.
because this is also kind of like expectation linked to betrayal, and I don't even remember, but it made so much sense when I wake up this morning, because how they show you right away, and then, oh, it makes so much sense, and then I kind of forget, but they told me, okay, don't worry, because
I
what you
know it's so
need.
annoying when that happens. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but the most interesting thing was that how they showed me how this is connected so much with the physical body. I mean, oh my God, and as soon as you heal this, you heal the physical, and it's just it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned something. I just gotta bring this up because, I mean, I don't know how many people in the audience know this, but I got 3 hours of sleep last night, and it wasn't even last night; it was this morning. Like
Yeah.
between set about 7 and 10 o'clock. I probably got less sleep than I think. But anyway, what's weird though is, well, that's weird too. But we've been having some crazy dreams lately. It's been lately. It's been a lot, right? And this, I have a guest that's going to be on the show in a little while, and I've never actually talked to her. And I dreamt about her. She came to my in my dream, and it was this whole thing about this school bus, and but some, like, everybody, all these different school buses connected to make some kind of like town or something. And there was a homeless dog in there with 5 puppies, and it was really important that I remembered there were 5 puppies.
Yeah.
And that's what really got me out of, like, to wake up, was that I needed to remember there were 5 of them.
Yeah.
Like, there was so much about it. Maddie was probably
Yeah.
5 in the dream, actually.
Yeah.
And this person has a college age son, but he was also Maddie's age, and Maddie was 5, so they were about 5 together. Like,
Yeah.
but anyway, the point I'm bringing up here is that, you know, me saying that to you or anybody else probably won't be as nearly as significant as it was for me, because it was my message, and, like, there are so many elements that I see while I'm talking that I'm not going to be able to convey, and so
Yeah, I mean, you reminded me as well. I had to have a meeting with someone, and then yeah, sure. I dreamt about the meeting. I dreamt what we were discussing. We needed to discuss, and in the dream, everything made, it was a lot of codes, and everything made so much sense. And then, it's just stuff just coming out. It's seeping through the consciousness when you are awake, and you understand, okay, this was for this, and this was for this, and then, yeah, I mean, so like the veil. So when they say that the veil is clearing, is thinning, so what they mean basically, as I understand, is the veil between our subconsciousness and consciousness, because we were conditioned as humans, the small human mind, to just be really fearful and just have this limitation about stuff we don't see. And
yeah,
now it's seeping through, but little by little. So we allow ourselves to become this multidimensional, beings, and understand that stuff is happening on different levels, and we are involved at all those levels. So it's not just this small human body, but I mean, we are always engaged at every level. So
yeah,
like they used to tell me, so you're waking up and you are still tired, right? So you think you need to sleep, and yeah, you do. You know why? Because you've been so busy in the astral. You've been so busy while you were away, your
yeah,
consciousness, and the body was sleeping. And then you just need more rest, and you just need more rest.
yeah,
So, I mean, stuff
yeah,
is happening, and we are getting more and more awareness of what is happening at different levels.
yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, so much stuff, Mila. I'm like really, sometimes I'm so amazed. And like the other day, I asked my guides if I can just leave my body because I was so pissed off.
Mhm.
Of
Oh,
this, yeah, of this healing. So I
yeah.
said, you know what? I refuse, and I command, just me being very, I mean, advanced in all this decree stuff. I command that I whatever, and they were like, no, no, you cannot do that because you have an agreement. So, haha.
It's like the Nelson
You
from
know?
Simpsons.
Yeah, and what they also used to tell me is that interesting. That there is a certain order of codes in a different language, in a light language, that when I say it, I can command these major things like leaving the body and stuff. But as of now, so I cannot do that because I'm not at that level. So, but they also say, if you are at that level, you don't need that. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
I'm noticing that too. Like there was a few times where there was some pretty crazy stuff going on lately, dude,
yeah,
and and some very surprising interactions that are happening. And yeah, I I would say that the people, because if over the next 18 months, everybody else who are gonna awake are gonna wake up.
yeah,
Like in the awakening kind of way. And it's funny too, they show me, my guides show me that in the visual of, there's this old cartoon from, I don't, probably the 30s of Goofy. And he's like in the Swiss Alps and he's got like long johns on, like
yeah,
red underwear.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the bed like slides him off the bed. He's still sleeping. He keeps snoozing the alarm and he breaks it or something. So the bed pushes him out of bed and into his clothes, and then they give him tea and toast as he's still snoring, being pushed out the door. And like, and they were showing me that some of the individuals that are to wake up in the next 18 months will be like that kind of awake.
yeah. Oh
But
my God.
so everybody else is waking up now, right? And that's
Yeah.
like 70% roughly. Like I think they said one third of the third. So
Oh, yeah, yeah,
right,
yeah,
and are awake. And so, and a lot of everybody else has a different quantity of time that they've had to adapt. You
yeah,
can digest the new information and decide about it. And we've
yeah,
had our tantrums and I don't believe it. And like just this different kind of stuff that we go through, not just the cognitive dissonance kind of way, but it's just like, I don't want to believe it. Can we take the blue pill again?
yeah,
Like the whole matrix pill thing. And then, yeah,
yeah,
but these guys, they're like, not only are they're waking up so quickly in
yeah,
this window of time, but they're going to be surrounded with people who are also waking up for the first time,
yeah,
also, and so they have
yes,
that
yes.
support.
Yeah, that's true. So I was shown that it was surely a reason for people to wake up at different moments because first of all is how they played it all out, and second, those who are gonna wake up from now on, they have the benefit of the grids being stable. So the grids are stable, and it's
Mhm.
easier for them. Some of us go through healing multiple times and for a longer time, and they would just go like that, just an
Yeah.
awareness. How they showed me, when you first achieve a higher understanding of the purpose of your trauma, then you're getting healed. So for them it's like, they will achieve this higher understanding. Okay, so this is why I got this trauma. Okay, so I'm healed. This is how it will be for some of them, surely.
Yeah.
But others, depends on what is it that they agreed to come here and to experience. Because, sometimes the soul doesn't think so much in human body terms. It thinks more in like evolution of the soul terms.
Yeah.
So it squeeze you in this small body and off you go and then have fun over there,
Right.
on this roller coaster all the time, like, ah.
Keep your hands and feet in the vehicle at all times.
Oh yes, oh yes. So yeah, let's have some fun. So I mean, yeah, it's interesting, and we have to always remember that in the beginning, and now we are kind of like leveling up with this soul level where we also start to see. Okay, so the fun is there, so there is some fun, anyways. Where in the beginning we were like, oh my God, what is that? I mean, I refuse to be here at
Yeah.
all times. So
Yeah. And I, just like you said, I'm reminded time and time again that not only did I sign up for this, but I probably paid good money to get front row seats. You know? And this is a wild ride that, our friends are envious of. I've
yeah,
gotten that feeling
yeah.
for years, where
So what
like,
they yeah, what they showed me is that, okay, so they don't have monies, but they have like
Right.
jewelry and stuff, crystals. And so you came with this big chunk of, like,
Yeah.
jewelry, and said, okay, you take this and I'll be here.
Like a chest,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
hey buddy, you want to watch?
yeah,
Yeah, and I remember my first near-death experience happened when I was 4. I remember that happening. That's really funny that I brought that up in that dream when I was talking to that woman, by the way. I was there with her friend, and her friend's husband were there. Anyway, but um is that I the plan was that when I was 4 I would die and then I'd come back.
yeah,
I was done, and
yeah,
then I was gonna come back. But there was enough people who had done, I don't know, there was enough free wills that had made it possible for me to do what I was gonna do later on in a different life, in the life I was in right then. And then, I agreed. I was like, I compare it a lot of times to like playing Donkey Kong's first level, and they're like, "Good job, you played that level. Now play the most advanced, you know, game
yeah,
not yet invented,
yeah,
and beat that." And it was exciting. I was exhilarated. I was like, "Yay, this is going to be so much fun." And then they showed me though, like it looked like stones, but they were like lights, and it kind of looked like they were on a table, but there really wasn't a table there.
yeah,
And all of these stones were, each one represented trauma.
yeah,
And when I saw the table, I remember being surprised. I'm like, there wasn't supposed to be that much trauma there. Like, what happens is when we come into a life, we bring with us a trauma that's not been resolved yet. And so there'll be a trauma that's similar to that here, again, to point at that trauma so you'll heal it. And so let's say the trauma is being not seen, persecuted, told to be quiet, and each time that you reincarnate, it gets louder and louder and louder
yeah,
to the point where you're born without the ability to speak,
yeah,
like, and there's trauma that needs to be healed so it can go.
yeah,
um anyway, there were enough times where people had piled it up so much that, imagine trying to heal the throat chakra when you don't have the ability to make an utterance, you
yeah,
know, then they're over encumbered by all of this trauma. So then people like myself come in, and a lot of us, I think that most of us are like this, and we've picked up everyone else's trauma, not because it's someone else's, but because it's work needing done.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so I think that's why so many of us have such a large quantity of trauma. Because I remember doing that. I was like, put it all in the backpack. Let's do it.
yeah,
And I cursed
yeah,
myself as a teenager, remembering those moments, going, what did I do?
yeah.
It was a
I
lot.
only see this as, yeah, I see this as a very strong soul, and wanting even more, mastery. This is just amazing because not everyone actually can do this. Not every soul is fit to do this. So this all comes to the mastery, because the soul goes through all possible experiences until it's like a sphere, until it's whole again.
Yeah.
So it has all possible experiences like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the soul, it's so much wonderful things that you have done. For your human experience, of course, it's
Hmm.
like something different. But again, because we are conditioned to think that this is a difficult or bad thing, if we look at it as pure awareness incarnated, then you can just say, look at what an amazing life I had here, you know.
Yeah. 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 I I see it a lot. Like Chef Dev says, I think the worse your experience, the more you paid for your ticket here.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
And the visual spirit gives me time and time again. Like it's like after sunset, there's this like it's dark, it's nighttime, and we're coming down off of the most intense part of the roller coaster, and then it's coming to a slowly comes to a stop. And as we're coming where we are right now, because they show me where we're at, like so this visual has been given to me over and over again, and we're at different
Yeah.
parts of the roller coaster. But right now we're at the steepest part, but we don't realize it that it's just about to flatten out and the ride's about over.
Ah, yeah.
And and
Wow.
up ahead, just not very far away, you can see you can't see my hand, but there's your friends and they're at the gate, and like there's like a gate that has like little bars so they won't go in, like, and there's like the carney that just makes sure no one gets hurt kind of thing, and that are waiting for you. Your friends are like, hey, you did it. And like, a minute ago
Yeah.
you were screaming, am I gonna freaking die,
Yeah.
to, oh my gosh, it's over. I want to go get,
Yes.
like
Yes.
that's what's we're in right now.
Yeah, this is exactly true because as they showed me, it's like the suffering is the catch here. As soon as you're hooked to suffering, then you forget.
Yeah.
So you have to dismantle yourself from the suffering and see it as pure awareness. I think, and I know that this is the most difficult thing we had to experience, but yeah, this is how it's done. This is the rule of the game. Unhook from suffering and choose to be pure awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And the craziest part about that, by the way, when you said as soon as you are hooked to suffering, you forget. We
Yeah,
had been on for 010101. That
yeah,
happened just then. Um, yeah, I know. What
yeah.
was
Wow. Yeah,
It's crazy because what happens is then your friends rush up to you and say, what was it like? What was it like? This really does happen. I've had 5 provable clinical near death experiences, but I've had more than that, but they're the ones that the doctor said happened, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um, and each time there are these people, beings, you can call them whatever you want to call
yeah,
them. Some people call them angels, some people call them ETs. I mean,
yeah.
depending on your background. But they
Yes.
all they all come to you, rushing to you, excited. What was it like? What was it like? And you want to be like, oh, I'll tell you about celebration and family, and let me tell you about joy and all these great, awesome, fun, happiness. And they're like, no, no, we know what love is like. We know all that stuff. We want to know what suffering was like.
Yeah,
Tell me about chronic depression, loss, grief,
yeah.
the belief in separation from not only your fellows, but from God themselves. And it's
Oh,
because
yeah.
they can't experience that. To
Yes.
them, that's what coming here is about. Like,
Yeah.
and if you think about it, it makes so much sense because, without the opposite of something, the thing isn't going to be as amazing. So love
Yes.
is stronger when you have loss, you
Yes.
know being seen is more beautiful when you've gone through a life being unseen, you know
So I just had an epiphany. It's just, it's weird and it's funny and it's a little bit like quirky, but it's like, so we came to experience like the most wonderful orgasmic experience through everything, because it's like, I mean, if you uh, not just a simple love is enough, you have to like have this absolute strong love
yeah,
because you have experienced loss. So it's like, this fireworks of emotion and stuff, and so
yeah,
are the other feelings, so it's like pure, I mean, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And the visual they've given me, I've never done this. There's like this thing called virtual reality headset that people put on their head and they can like wander around their living room, and they're
yeah,
playing a video game.
yeah.
um, they've given me that visual, and they say this is what it's like to try to experience separation from God. This is
Wow.
what it's like, is that you'll still bump into your coffee table.
Yeah.
And no
Wow.
matter how long you've had that headset on,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're still gonna be in the limitation of reality.
Wow. Such a good vision. Yeah. Actually, it's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the gift is what's actually leaving. And that's a promise that we're all excited about, but it's weird. The last time that you feel sad, you won't know that's the last time.
Yeah.
And like in the next little while, these types of denser emotions are not going to be possible for us.
Yeah.
And there's a mourning there. I mean, if you think about it, like I was a chronically depressed person for a good portion of my life. And I have like cabin fever kind of moments, but actual depression hasn't been something I've experienced in quite some time. Like real deep sadness, even true anger, like I'll have frustration, like what I'm saying is that now that I don't really experience it anymore, and that's what they're talking about is it's on its way out for everybody. You
Wow.
start to when something like it does come in, my knee-jerk reaction is to go, oh, let's fix that, make it go away. But
Hmm.
then there's a part of me that wants to savor it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this is interesting to feel,
Wow. Yeah.
like,
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning, before starting to reprint kind of what I had the day before, it's like feel those, I really feel those high realms now closer, much
yeah,
more closer than before. And you're right that now that when some kind of emotion, like we were deeming, dense previously, it comes throughout the day. It's like more like of a guest than something which is permanently there, right?
hmm,
And then you like kind of like look at it and okay, have a seat at the table, let's see what's brewing and what's happening. And it's like a different attitude to it than before. You were like overwhelmed
yeah,
by it, and then oh my god, it was all around. But now it's like more of like a guest who is living, just
yeah,
came and living, and you know somebody who comes really rarely, and will live soon forever.
yeah.
Something like that.
Like you
Yeah.
don't feel stuck by it. They're just
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
passing through.
Yes. Yes, because it's a guest. It's like a guest.
Yeah,
It's not a resident, anymore. Kind of
yeah.
like. Yeah.
I feel that too. Like the and I've gotten this visual more times than I can count now, and I'm not sure exactly why they are so persistent because I feel like I got the message, but I, well, I'm getting right now that it's because I'm supposed to repeat it because there's so many people who can benefit from it. And what they did is they had me stand in, and this was not a literal stream. I was in a deep trance meditation, and um, my guides kind of called me over to this really, really shallow stream. I mean, it was little. It was just really hardly any water, and the water started to like cascade over the tops of my feet and my ankles a little bit. And they said, um, "Your feet aren't wet. The water is."
Oh.
And they're talking about emotion. Whenever they show me water, it's about the awakening,
Yeah.
emotion, or both,
Yeah.
right? And
Wow.
Um, but this was emotion. And then they said, see, and then you could see this really big leaf and it was floating down the stream. And I could have just reached down and picked it right up. It was how close it was to me. And they said, um, you can let the leaf continue down the path,
Yeah.
or you can jump in and try to make it be part of you,
Yeah.
and like they were again still talking about emotion. We often, like you were talking about before, um, we often will find an emotion moving through us, and then we like call it ours,
Yeah.
saying, I am this, using I
Yeah.
am statements against
Mm.
ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm experiencing sadness doesn't mean
Yeah.
that I am sadness.
Yes.
And it sounds silly, but it actually using just shifting those words a little bit change the ability for the emotion to flow on.
Wow. Yes. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Yes. Remembering that we are not the body, not the emotion, that we are just awareness
Yeah.
that experiences these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Embodied awareness.
Yeah. And then let it flow. Yeah,
Yeah.
another example that I used to use a lot, because when I was teaching, trying to give I was never a person who meditated. Like I've got so much like stuff all the time. I mean, I first started seeing dead people when I was 4. After I had my first near death experience, and so like I've always had you know interaction happening at all the time. I'm never bored. Like I've never experienced that sensation, you know.
Yeah.
But I've never, because there's so much going on. I mean, like right now there are 7 different energies talking through me. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like, I mean that's my life, and
Yeah.
um,
Wow.
but because of that, I've never really been the person that sat down and meditated.
Yeah,
And
I understand.
they said, well, what you do is, and they showed me a very busy, it looked like we were in like Tokyo or something like that, where it was like a foot traffic place where everybody's walking, and there's no cars can drive there, but they're just crowds. And they, if you observe, you'll see these strangers walk past you and don't even notice you. Or
Yeah.
I could grab the person and demand conversation, or I could, politely engage with them also. I'm
Yeah.
making a choice. When the first 3 to 18 seconds of a thought isn't actually you,
Yeah.
straight up.
Yes.
And so
Yes,
you
that
can
is true.
decide, and you also create an algorithm with the universe of what kinds of things that you'll click, right? And
Oh
so
my
that
God,
kind of thing will
Mila.
come in more.
This is so true. I so resonate. This is exactly what they showed me yesterday and the other days. How, yeah, how, there are, because they showed me every time you have the chance to choose.
Yeah.
When you have a thought, you choose whether you pick up on it, whether you
Yeah.
interact with it, whether you let it flow, whether you choose light, you know, and exactly true. The thoughts are coming from the ether.
Hmm.
So they are basically not ours. They are just, thoughts floating around. And yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes can be our thought, but you have to be able to discern. And then you choose, am I going to interact with it? Is it my thought?
Yeah.
I mean, do I choose light? Do I choose to let it just flow?
Yeah.
Or and shine like the sun with some clouds around it, something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this is true. This
You
is true.
decide.
The thoughts are there.
And with that, we here's the thing. Okay, back in 2020, which by the way, it's very interesting how many loops that began in 2020 are completing like this week. um,
Okay.
but um, there was this phenomenon that was brought into my awareness anyway, through way of Facebook. People were realizing that there were people who don't hear their own voice in their mind. Like they
Yeah.
don't have that internal dialogue or
Yeah.
monologue or whatever you want to call it. Um, And the people who were discovering that there are those who do hear their own voice were also shocked. It's like, man, do you ever get quiet? And this is not a line to decide you are or aren't something, though I've found that so far everybody that I've talked to in the awakening and that I've asked this question hear their own voice. And what's fascinating is when you first start to channel or realize it's what's happening is channeling, you discover that it's your own voice that you're hearing, not some man,
Yes.
or
Yes.
whatever, somebody that's different than you. It's,
Yeah.
it's your own voice that's coming
Yes. Yes.
in.
That is true. It's through your own voice. Wait, otherwise it would be weird. I
Yeah.
think. I mean, it's through your own voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things
And
just come in. Yeah.
with that, we begin to realize, how would you observe a thought if it were yours?
Yeah. That's a deep question, Mila. I still don't have an answer to that.
Because we don't. There has to be an observer and a
Yeah.
speaker,
Yeah.
right? And it's just really super fascinating to me because
Yeah.
I didn't know I was channeling. Like, I knew I was having
Mhm.
interactions with spirit. That's something I've always done. I found out for real, for sure, when my grandfather passed.
Mhm.
Like, up to that point, I was still on the fence because so much of my family kept telling me they were imaginary friends. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Yeah.
And then, I had a very real interaction going on that we
Yeah.
knew, and there was like answers to questions, and anyway, I didn't know that this was channeling, and in fact, they diagnosed me with Tourette's.
You know what? Yeah, I mean, I laugh because this is what they also showed me. They showed me how imagination was dismissed, but actually imagination is how we create our reality. So what they actually asked me to do is to write my story as it is at the moment, and to write a new story as I want it to be. And then every morning, imagine, the new story. When I close my eyes and, make like a small exercise, imagine my new story, just repeating some of the keywords of that
Yeah,
new story. So this is basically how we create reality. So never dismiss imagination, because this is something really powerful.
yeah. In fact, the word imagination can be, the same word as manifest, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Like, I mean, it's the same. It's the fuel that really excels or propels the vehicle of manifestation. The ability to visualize isn't always required. Some people can't visualize, and so, but it's what it feels like.
yeah,
So if you want to practice manifestation on purpose, like, with intention,
yeah,
all I learned how to do this by writing as well.
yeah,
Like, I did it like writing a letter home of, look at my world. And it's not exactly about the details that I'm describing. I'm experiencing the sensation in an emotional way
oh
of
yes.
what it would be like to receive those
Oh,
things.
yes, yes, yes. So this is what I also wanted to point out. Thank you for pointing that out, that feeling it is the most important thing. Not so much, saying or just visualizing, but feeling how it is to be there already.
Yeah.
Just sit in it, feel it, like how it would be for me to be there already. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I am there already. So how does it feel? Something like that, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And make it be present tense. Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
something else. Spirit guided. Someone else I was doing a session with, I think, or I don't remember anymore, but we were doing it. And you talked about this, rewriting your story.
Yeah.
Um, it turned out to be something where I mean, I have a lot of siblings. There's people in my life who were there for these events, okay, of my life. Like I had a lot of different stuff. And um, I have been since July going back into doing more quantum healing regarding these moments in my past. And what's quantum healing? It's basically you're imagining going
Right.
back to moments that were traumatic or unpleasant or something was out of balance, and you change it.
Yeah.
You edit, what
Yeah.
happened, and like sometimes you're the person coming in to be the voice that you couldn't be at that time or whatever, and um what's crazy though is that people who were there and talk about those moments often and had throughout my life have now suddenly, after I healed it, have no recollection of those things ever having occurred.
Really?
Not the whole
Oh,
story, but like key components of it that were the biggest parts for me. Yeah.
oh
Like
my
I
God. This is
really
such an
changed the
epiphany.
past.
Now I understand why when I talk sometimes with my parents, and we now have a really really good relationship. Just remember how you didn't know, they don't remember, and it was major. It was major.
You healed it.
Wow. So this is why. It's
Mhm.
because I healed it.
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I would know that.
And
Okay.
there's a trick to it that really helps. That this is something else again, Spirit brought up. That's what I was getting ready to say before I went on. Is that you get a piece of paper, that you can tear out of a book or whatever, um, and write on there the thing that you're not happy with, that you want to resolve, right?
Right.
So the not happily ever after version gets put on the paper, and then you take it and you rip it into strips or whatever, and put enough water that the water is just above it. And I use a food processor thing, but you can use a blender or even just, like some type of crushing. When you want to make a paste out of it, what you're
Right.
making is paper.
Okay.
Okay, so you take that and you like squish it over the top of a screen. I had like a lot of that screen from the window like laying around, and so then you put it on there and press it flat, and then I moved it off the tray because a lot of water came off of it. Let it dry. Once it becomes parchment, now you write the story that you wanted. The end of the
Oh,
story, it gets changed.
wow.
It's the same paper. You've
Yeah.
washed it and you've used the water
Wow.
element rather than fire. Instead of making it go all the way away, let's change the a happily ever after. You can
Wow.
throw flowers in there. You can any kind of smells and stuff too. It's really fun, and it's
Wow.
like you're really doing something.
Yes, and it's so interesting because water carries information. So when you use it, you kind of like infuse it with your new awareness,
Yeah,
and it changes everything. It changes the paper, but just
yeah,
integrating the old story, kind of like it's even better because there is a reason you had your old story, to be strong, to
yeah,
become strong, to become something more than you came here to be.
yeah.
And wow, I need to try that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And it works for every level of imagination ability,
Yeah.
because it's like a
Wow.
tangible thing.
Yeah.
Here are the facts. Let's wash the facts away, blend it up, and then you're
Yeah.
squishing and you're participating, you're
Yeah.
choosing to make it be whatever shape you want it to be,
Yeah. Wow.
and it's fun.
Wow. It's so interesting. It's real fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could talk forever, but I do need to
Yeah.
get going. This is a fun conversation, though, that we covered. So I took so many notes that I didn't even refer to any of them.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's As usual with you, so very interesting. And it's always something new and so many wonderful things coming out. I so enjoy our conversations.
Yeah.
Well, a practical thing I wanted to mention, if there are people who have would like to have a clearer connection with their divine family of light, I can help them with that.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
I don't
awesome.
know. Did I say it too? Okay, sorry.
That's perfect.
I don't know. So
Are you offering sessions?
yes, I'm offering sessions, and I could kind of like look at their matrix and see what is the stage of their healing and clearing, whatever. And then if they are looking to connect with their star family, or I mean in that. So this is something I could help with. I don't know if I say it like this is something I was guided to say, but somehow it doesn't come out the way I want it. Anyway, right now, because we are going through this 1212 portal, so the sessions would be 50% discount if they use the code 1212.
Right on.
So
Well, how do we find you? Like, is it through a Telegram or?
yeah, so it's through my website, which is anaisparkle.com.
Um, and do we teach people to use the so it's an eye, it's I don't know what the name of that character is, but it's an
No,
eye
no,
with a
it's
triangle above
just no, it's just all the usual eyes. You
it?
don't
Okay.
need to use a special symbol. No special symbols in the name of the website.
Okay, let me type it up real quick and we'll put it up on the screen for people to find it.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, if you resonate and you, I mean, feel that this is something for you, then yeah, you can try that.
I think I spelled that right. You have to tell me. On it. Oh, you know, I did. I put an extra A there. Let me hurry take that. I'm my keyboard's underneath everything, and I got a book, and so I'm like,
Okay.
let's
I
put.
I cannot see anything.
I didn't do it yet, but now I did.
Oh, okay.
There we
Let me
go.
see. Yeah, that's correct. Wow, thank you. So this is me being bold. Usually I'm very shy. You know
Yeah,
me.
I appreciate you doing this. I'm glad.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so I'm basically facing my fears right now and just being bold like that because it's usually not like me at all. So yeah, just
And I can. Hey, it's 333. I can say that every time that I've talked with Ani, there's always been like right on the nose, right on the money. The stuff that comes through in the conversation is very powerful and correct. Like I benefit every time I interact with you. I really do.
thank
And
you.
um,
Actually, likewise.
thank you.
Thank you. I mean, your power, Mila, is like um is very soothing to me, to my
Mm,
soul.
oh, thank you. And
Yeah,
if you want the discount, the 50% off, you put in 1212. Is that right?
yeah, 12/12.
How long does that discount last for? When does that expire?
Let's say 2 weeks or something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Awesome. So if you guys want to connect and create a session with Ana'i, you go to anaisparkle.com. It's on the screen right here. You'll see it. I'll also put this in the description of the video. And so you can go back to and find that later on too. And then typing in the 1212 in the code, you'll get 50% off a session. So you can connect with your soul family, your higher self, and all kinds of interesting stuff comes through
oh
when we
yes,
talk. We don't always realize where it's coming from, but
yeah,
it's something like important when we call it truth bumps or when you get full body chills,
yeah,
when you get the that stuff comes in and you resonate because it's at the frequency of truth,
yes.
and so
That is true. I'm also guided to say that sometimes a whole healing can come true if the person is ready. So, and the channel is needed for channeling so much energy,
Hmm.
so the healing can come true
Awesome.
through. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I
And
also
thank you.
have a 12-12 announcement. um, so in 2 days, on Friday, the 12-12 portal for the northern hemisphere, on 12-13 for the southern hemisphere, we are doing at 5 p.m. Central Time. We are doing a group meditation that's going to be on Zoom. So anyone who would want to join us, you'd want to click the Zoom link. There'll be a little bit of a conversation before we plan to get started in the meditation about 45 minutes into the call. So if you want to be able to do the meditation with us, you want to be there by then. Um, we are accepting donations for Christmas, but that doesn't mean that the donations required for your attendance. Anybody who needs a place to go, and we're getting a lot of energy right now, and it's going to increase. The 12-12 portal is when we're getting all of that solar. We're going to have auroras pretty far south again, probably. So it's going to be a very powerful time. And one of the reasons we're doing that is that Guardian cannot make the channeled thing that we were going to do. It doesn't work out this week, but he'll be coming on a little bit later in the month to do that. Anyway, everybody that do these types of things notice these portals, and there's energy for us to receive more of it. It's kind of like choosing to step in the shower with an umbrella or not. And for me, I'm always wanted to get in there with buckets. I want to collect all of the water I can, and so it's just being rained down on top of you. And therefore, we already want to do it for that purpose, but there's so many people in meditation simultaneously with us that you get to join this global meditation.
Yeah.
So that's why we do those types of things.
Wow. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I
So
could join too. It's
yeah,
always so powerful to join your meditations, Mila. It's like amazing how much stuff is coming out.
thank you. I enjoy them. It's the most bizarre thing when they told me I was going to do that, because that's never been something I ever did. And
Yeah.
later on, I actually asked them, I'm like, you did this so I'd meditate more, huh? Didn't you? And the answer was yes. But um it's the I open up myself up as a channel, and so I'm along the ride with y'all. Like, just it's being spoken through me, and sometimes I'm describing what I'm seeing if it lines up with what I'm supposed to do. But I never know what we're gonna do is the point. And it always ends up being something profound, at least for me,
Yeah.
so it'll be fun. So if you do want to join that, I'll put up um the announcement for that in the same places that I put today's group conversation after it's over. I didn't want to confuse the two. So we are meeting, guys, today in, like, what is it, like an hour and a half for our group conversation that we do every Wednesday. Last Wednesday, I've lost track of the day of the week. Honestly, that's why we didn't do it. um, and so if you want to join us, you can find the link to that in the description or not the description of this video, excuse me, in the community section of my YouTube channel, as well as in the Telegram group. And it's free. You're welcome to join, and you don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to speak if you don't want to. It's just kind of really a beautiful place where people with like-minded experience, and often with wisdom that maybe you're struggling with something. They have experience to help you out. A place where you can have, you can use your throat chakra and speak your truth in a place like where you're not judged, and you don't even have to explain anything. It's like we can, like, jump in the middle of the sentence. So anyway, that's later today if you want to join us.
Yeah. Yes, and this portal is gonna be so powerful now, 12-12. So I think I will join definitely this meditation.
Good. Awesome.
Stuff coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be powerful. I know that. I don't know what it's going to be, but everything lined up. Like all of a sudden there was no resistance. Everything in spirit when they want something to happen is effortless.
Oh,
You know?
yes. And now we
And
are closing the cycle with the 9 year, so we are rebirthing
yeah,
a totally new existence from January. So I
yeah,
think, yeah, it will be a powerful portal.
yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this fun conversation.
And
And
thank you.
once again, anaisparkle.com is the website. If you want to connect with Ana'i and make a session, you'll see that if you type in 1212, you'll get a 50% discount for the next 2 weeks. So if that's something that interests you, then that's available for you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you.
this was so much fun. I'll put this link also this website into the description of this video later on for people watching it later. So
Yes. I love you all and thank you for watching.
thank you. Aho blessings.